right, we got Shameless. Don Shainis back on the show. He returns to action April 4th in the main event of Cage Titans 48 in Plymouth, Massachusetts. Going to take on Darius Estell, and this fight will be for the promotion's vacant featherweight title. Don, good to see you, man. How are you?
What's up, Mike? How are you?
I'm great. There's an old cliche: be careful what you wish for. You just might get it. In your case, it's the exact opposite. Because like when we last spoke, you were like, nah, I don't need or really want to fight for a title. And then like a week later, that's exactly what's happening on April 4th. Crazy how this universe works sometimes, right?
I'm eating my words, you know? I'm definitely eating my words. I was like, nah, this shit's dumb. First thing they do is offer me a title. You want it? Yep.
I mean, it's a big spot. It's a main event. Obviously, you wanted to headline this card, but when you got the contract and saw it was for a title, how did you react to that? Did you kind of just laugh at it a little bit and be like, oh, I can't believe this is happening? Obviously, this is great.
First thing I did is tell him to update his belts. I'm like, dude, Amis are fighting for the same belts as the pros, man. I want this shit to be nice. You better update your belt, especially if I'm going to sell the show. So that's the first thing he did, and came to an agreement. He's coming out with the new belt design, which is going to be a lot nicer than the amateur belts. So.
There's going to be brand new belts for this card?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's the first thing I did. I'm like, I'm not fighting for something that's like single-plated and plastic. Not plastic, but I want it to look like it's worth something. You know, I'm not fighting for I'm fighting for literally pennies. Like, give me something nice.
Have you seen any sort of pre-design yet? Do you know what it's going to look like?
Roughly. You know, it's drawn up on paper, but you never know how that's going to look when it comes to life. You know what I mean?
But it looks good. It's something that got you excited seeing the draft of it anyways?
See in person, you know. He's telling me that it's going to be plated. It's going to be nice. It's going to be a completely different design. But I'm like, yeah, make that shit nice. I don't want to fight for something that all these Amis got. Like, come on, man.
It's pretty well known at this point that you are a ticket-selling machine for Cage Titans, which is probably why you asked for the belt anyways. But from what I saw on social media, not only have you sold out of all of your tickets, but you've actually been invoking the help of other fighters on the card to get your fans tickets. Is that accurate? Because that's amazing.
Yeah. So I sold out of tickets in 3 weeks. They gave me at first 260 tickets, sold that. Then I got like 330, sold the rest of those. I'm at the point right now where fucking Mike has no more tickets for me, and I'm sick of fucking harassing him. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I already shattered my own ticket sale record. Like I set the bar for the promotion with 16 grand when I fought last April. I just reset the bar. I'm at like 23.5, and I got more people hitting me up left and right. I got no more tickets, so I'm like, fuck it, dude. Just send them to other fighters. I don't want this headache.
That's crazy, man. I mean, you've sold a lot of tickets, but did you expect for it to sell like this? Like, did you expect this to happen?
You know, when you break your neck and you come back and there's a buzz, like, yo, he's coming back. All right, that's cool. Then it dips a little bit because you fight 2 months later. Then it dips a little bit more 2 months later. Then it dips a little bit more because you're fighting 2 months later. And, you know, you're just pumping out fights, fight. And things are dipping. And then you're like, title fight, things fucking change. You know, on the cusp of the UFC, like you see, UFC's at my fingertips right now. I'm knocking at the door. I'm ready to kick that shit in.
So people are just jumping on board, even people that may not have been there before. They're all jumping on board now.
Yeah, and you know what? January's tough with the holidays. Everyone's broke from spending their money on Christmas. And, you know, April's nice. Tax return season. You know, so weather's starting to get nicer. People are getting ready to take vacations. It's a timing thing, too. You know, so April's hot. April's red hot. I set the bar at 16,370 last April. And then this April, I'm at 23.5. And I'm like, dude, I'd sell fucking 40 grand if I had them. I did that in 3 weeks. We're 5 weeks out. I got tickets 3.5 weeks ago.
What does that mean to you? I mean, obviously ticket selling is a big part of the regional fighting game, but this is uncanny. What does that mean to you?
How do I put this? You know, the amount of love coming in is unreal. I got so many supporters everywhere. That means the world to me alone, that people get to capture me in the moment, because fighting, you're very much it's the realest thing you'll ever do, you know. But you get to capture a very brief moment of my career, and to be able to share that with everyone is really special. And that so many people want to see it, that they're scraping up $60 here, $50 here, $80 here out of their hard-earned money that they're probably working their ass off doing some shit they don't want to do to come see you. It's kind of fucking amazing, you know. And I got friends taking nights off work to come see me, and my coworkers are working and sacrificing that night to work. Dude, things are so fucking crazy right now. I don't have tickets for everyone. So what I'm gonna do is I bartend at a bar like quarter mile from the venue, right? I moved to Plymouth to sell more tickets because I knew the fights were in Plymouth. I lived in Easton, which is like 45 minutes to an hour away. I'm like, you know what? How do I get more people there? Well, I started working in Plymouth. And guess what? I moved here. Now I'm getting everyone in this fucking town excited about something happening in their own town that no one knew about. That was a power move, you know? And then to have this bar I work at, Main Street, to fucking support me is unreal. You know, I got two of my coworkers that sponsor me and work for me. One is Hell Entertainment, which came out with this dope promo video I dropped yesterday. You see that?
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, dude, that hype video. Come on, man. We're 5 weeks out. I got people fired up. Thing got 1,000 views in a day. You know, which on the big scale of things is nothing right now, but 1,000 views. Back when I first started, you think about that, and it's like I would never get that as an amateur. Now 1,000 views in a day, I'm like, shit. Wait till I get a bigger platform, and then we're really pumping shit out. Then I got 8 Grace Photography taking pictures. They're hanging out with me all day, sacrificing their work and their time and their money to you know, capture a very brief period in my career is unfucking real, you know. So I think that it's going to be really cool come April 4th, because I'll tell you what, not only did I sell out the show, we're having a pay-per-view at my work. They don't even know yet. There's going to be, I'm bringing 330 people to the fight, not including what I'm selling to other people. Like I'm selling other people's tickets for them, because all I want is my friends there. And there's going to be so many fucking people in this fucking town that there's not going to be enough people being able to get in the door. Well, guess what? Now you go to my bar, pay a cover. You get to watch the fights on Flow Combat. We're going to stream them on a projector. You get to watch them fucking live. And they're going to go there. And guess what? I'm not even having my after party at Tavern on the Wharf where they have all their, you know, Cage Titans after party. I'm hosting my own damn after party with all my friends, because why the fuck not? But that being said, you know, there's so much love coming in from everyone, and the support is unreal, you know, that I've been working my ass off for it, and it's starting to pay.
I'm curious because I know you're booked for April 4th, but when we last spoke, you had told me, and you'd fought for Bellator a couple times, that they reached out to you to fight Aaron Pico on that MSG card last year, and you turned it down because the offer was crap. Did Bellator reach out to you to fight next week?
No.
Nothing?
No. The deal with them is it's one of those things where it's like, all right, they see you're a regional guy. Oh, let's throw them on the undercard to sell some tickets in Connecticut. I'm like, yo, my record right now, like, put me on the main card, pay me some real money. But when I'm making what UFC fighters make in between ticket sales and sponsorships, and I'm only fighting for $1,000 a fight, $1,000 to win, and I'm making what for this fight, my numbers alone between ticket sales and sponsorships is what UFC's, you know, first win in the UFC is, you know, base pay for the UFC. I'm taking that in. Now I'm only fighting for $500 and winning for $500. I'm only making $1,000 off the fight, but it's one of those things where it's like, offer me some real money. You want me. Obviously, I can bring people in, because you got to think about it like this too. It's like, all right, my number is going to drop a little bit, bringing everyone 2 states over. But the last time I did it, I still brought like 11 grand worth of tickets to Connecticut. Now everyone's going to go there and buy a hotel. All right, now the casino's making money. Everyone's going to go there and spend their money in booze, because now you take that $10,000 worth of people. Let's say they take each person takes $10. Multiply 10,000 by 10. All right, they just made 100 grand off concessions, bullshit, all that. Then they're getting a hotel room, and then they're gambling at the casino. They're making $250,000 off me. And they want to pay me shit. Like, I'm more than happy, but fucking pay me my worth. I just brought $250,000 worth of business, at least in my head, to you. Well, why am I fighting for pennies? Does that make sense?
No, I get it, man. I get it.
You know,
You're building your brand too.
I'm setting the fucking bar, and I'll tell you what, I'd sell 30, 40,000 for this one fight alone, if there were tickets. But it's also unfair for me to do that and set the bar so fucking high no one can reach it again. Because one, I want people to break my record. I want that competition, just like a fight. Fights aren't fun when you just smash on someone. Yeah, they're fucking awesome, but they never go like that. Everyone's tough, everyone's strong, everyone comes out. But to see amateurs try and build themselves up, but have no tickets to get their mom in, to get their dad in, it's really unfair. You know, I gotta let other guys eat too, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's great.
So I can't like, don't get me wrong, I'm a selfish dude. Like, I'm putting so many things on hold in my life to do what I'm doing. But, you know, these amateurs that if I sold every ticket to the venue, I could easily sell 600-700 to this one fight alone. But now that means, you know, some kid making his AME debut can't sell his ticket to his mom, his brother, his dad, his best friend. Yo, I don't got any tickets.
It's incredible. I mean, it's a great problem to have, right? I guess
it's the first world problem, and I don't know how to deal with it because I'm like, yo, Mike, give me more fucking tickets. And it's kind of like, I don't have any. He's like, I already like I sold like $6,000-7,000 worth of tickets before I even had them. The second I got tickets, more tickets were sold. Over the course of 3 weeks, all my tickets were sold, and now it's like I got no tickets. And you know, now I got friends hitting me up like, yo, dude, I scraped some money together. Can I get a ticket? I'm like, all right, who else is on this fucking card? Let's hit them up. Dude, I called up other fighters. I'm like, dude, I might be buying tickets from you. I might be fucking buying tickets from guys on my undercard because I'm a main event. So pretty much every other fight's my undercard.
And you're going to fight Darius Estell on April 4th,
Yeah.
a fighter from Michigan. I actually, believe it or not, was a ring announcer for one of his fights back in 2018. I knew the name rang a bell, and then, you know, sure enough, I looked it up. I was like, oh yeah, now I remember who he is. And he actually got a third round submission in that on that fight. But he's fought for Cage Titans once, if memory serves me correctly. How familiar with Darius were you when you got the fight?
So I wanted to fight him after I saw him fight Zach DiSabatino. That fight excited me. I was like, all right, this guy's got a good record, but I had a broken neck. like this is how crazy I am. I'm sitting there with a broken neck, and I don't know if I even told you this. Like, I couldn't even speak after I broke my neck because one of my vocal cords is paralyzed.
Yeah.
So I stuck like this. And I can talk louder than this. But so I saw him fight Zach DiSab, and I saw that there were some major holes in his game. Striking looked crisp. DiSab gassed, but then Darius gassed too. And I'm like, okay, that's a hole. Striking looked crisp, but his ground looked like it lacked. This guy's got a good record. He's tough. I don't think this is going to be easy, and that's not what I want. I don't want easy. I want the fight to push me to the next level. There's always a stepping stone, and right now it's make or break for both of us. And fuck you, I'm going to win. That's kind of my attitude. Fuck touching gloves. See too many fucking guys touch gloves. You know, beginning of the fight, in between rounds, hug it out at the end. Fuck that, dude. Fuck that. I'm going to smash you, and then I'm going to the next level.
Did you watch the UFC Norfolk card on Saturday? Did you see what Ion Cutelaba did?
No, I was actually cornering a teammate up in Springfield.
Premier?
Yeah, at Premier. So I was up in Springfield, and even so, it's like I don't really watch sports or fights. I don't care. Like, why am I watching these other guys?
So basically, Buffer's introducing the fighters. So he introduced Magomed Ankalaev, and then as Kutalaba's being introduced, Sometimes you see fighters like walk across the cage during their intros and they're going to like stand in the center and give one of these things. Kutalaba just walked across the cage and got right in Ankalaev's face, and Ankalaev like shoved him against the cage. Never seen anything like that in my life. It was amazing.
Awesome. That's awesome. You want to know why? Because everyone wants to be friends. And honestly, like, you catch me outside of the cage, I think I'm a nice guy. I don't like starting problems. I keep to myself a lot. In a fight, fuck you till the fight's over. That's very much my mindset. I'm not touching your glove. I'm fucking coming out trying to like kill you. Like people think this is a game. This ain't even a game. I'm trying to kill you. I'm trying not to die, and I'm trying to kill you. So who's gonna fucking eat if it's you or me? You know, and I'm gonna pick me every time. So that's fucking cool to hear some guys actually act out and like some shit happened between that, but I had no idea.
Yeah, it didn't escalate anymore. And then I'm not even going to get into the fight because it's wild and it ended way too early. But do you feel like this
Kevin McDonald fight?
Yes.
That got stopped and everyone was bitching about it. Dude,
it is what it is, man. Like I don't even blame Kevin that much. A lot of other people think he's like the worst referee of all time because of that. I don't think that at all. I think in 2020, if you're gonna play rope-a-dope and play possum, like you gotta understand that a referee's job is to, it's the safety of the fighter first. So if they see you wobbling around and he thinks you're hurt and he stops it, like that's as much on you as it is on the referee, in my opinion.
I actually did see the highlights, like scrolling through my newsfeed on Instagram or some shit, and the dude was walking like Bambi. You know what I mean? It's like, you don't just like get out there and like walk like that. You know what I mean? It's like you got them new deer legs. Like even when Kevin Lee got head kicked by Edson Barboza and he was walking like Bambi, that could have easily been stopped.
Yeah.
You know? Like, because something happens with your brain. It's like, yo, you definitely didn't get any smarter that time. Like, you definitely got a little bit dumber. You can't be walking like Bambi and expect to get any smarter. So, like, you can't even be mad at Kevin for that. Or I could. But I get it. Don't put yourself in that position. Don't fuck up. Don't get hit like that. It is what it is. But then the general public fucking so quick to criticize, and they ain't never ref a fight. They ain't never been in a fight. And, like, fuck the public.
Do you feel like this matchup with Darius kind of works for you? And I mean, you mentioned that you like his record, tough guy, fun fight. Yeah. In terms of progression, taking that next step towards those 3 letters that you're striving for, you think this is the right next step for you?
I think this is the step for me. This fight could easily be in the Contender Series. You know what I mean? Like, this could be a Contender Series fight. We both got the record. He's a good-looking dude. I'm a good-looking dude. Or at least I think I am. So, fuck it. He's got all the skills to be me. But is he going to? Doubt it. Because I'm coming in trying to kill him, dude. Like anyone could beat anyone on any given night. I'm going in there to fucking smash. And there are definitely some holes that I plan to exploit.
Let's say all things are equal. You have the best camp of your life. He has the best camp of his. You guys are in the best places physically and mentally you've been in your career. Skill sets are at an all-time high for both of you guys. Is that mentality, that kill or be killed mentality, you think that's the biggest intangible, the biggest difference in getting you the win and getting your hand raised, or do you see something else as well?
Oh, absolutely. Fucking Biggie said it best. Like, what you gonna do? Fight or run? Like, you're gonna fight. It's kill or be killed. Like, you think I want to die? No. Fuck no. I got a bunch of weird shit I want to do. I got a world to see. I got some people to beat up. Fuck no, I don't want to die. And I'm willing to do that in there, but it'll never get to that because there's someone stopping it before that happens. But you know what? Fuck it. I'm there for a good time. It's going to be fun, exciting, scary. It's going to be so fucking scary.
How scary will it be? April 4th, how does it all go down? How do you see it ending?
You know what? It's a surreal experience. Because you're in the back, you're waiting all day. And this is what I'm envisioning. You're waiting all day, and all these other guys are fighting. These good guys, some are winning, some are losing. Half of them are winning, really. Half of them are losing. Half of them are excited. Half of them are defeated. See them in the back. Fucking, you got to pee every fucking 20 minutes because you just rehydrated after cutting weight. Now, wait. All right, warm up. Cool down. Warm up again. Cool down. Break a sweat. All right, roll around a little bit. All light stuff. you're trying to hit mitts, and your coach is telling you to calm the fuck down. You're hitting too hard. You're like, your hands hurt. And it's like, no, just be smooth. Stop trying to force things. Relax. Then you're waiting. Then 2 fights on deck. You're chilling. All right, time to walk down. So fucking guy comes up with this little clipboard, takes you walk down the alley, see some people you know, you bump some hands on the way there. Cool. Now you're downstairs by the stage. They walk him out first, they play his fucking music, whatever. You're waiting. Then you hear your music go on. They walk you up the stage. All right, come on. Now, motherfucker, show don't go on without me. This is my show, the Shameless show. No, I'm serious, man.
I'm digging this.
And then it's like this out-of-body experience where it's almost like I'm playing puppetry, where I am controlling my body and limb with strings. And I have that like little wooden T thing that you're just like controlling your body with springs. And I get this like out-of-body experience every time I'm in there, and it's so fucking scary. And the second it starts, it's over, because you're walking back and forth in the cage, and you're breathing, and you're like, wow, I'm not hurt right now. I feel good. I feel athletic. I feel strong. Or you're going to feel however the fuck you feel. You might have ate too much and felt slow and sluggish. You're going to feel that, trust me. But you do everything right, you're going to feel good. And then you're going to fight good, and then you're going to be smooth, then you're going to be athletic. Then things are just going to happen. And the fight's going to go where it's going to go. You're never in full control. You just got to flow with it. And that's what it feels like,
How do you handle the post-fight swings? Because I know it can be tough once you have that feeling. It could be almost like, I don't know if addiction is the correct word, but it's like that. Like you have that feeling, you just want it again. Once it's gone, how do you handle that swing? Because some fighters can fall into a depression after those fights because they don't know what to do with themselves till the next one.
Yeah, it usually like hits me a day or two later, because you're riding this high. Winning's the highest of highs, and losing's the lowest of lows. And yeah, depression's a thing. That's a thing that I think gets overshadowed a lot in this. Like, you lose, you're instantly depressed. You win, you're on this fucking high. And what happens the next day? It usually hits me the next day, like, because people are hitting you up and like, yo, dude, that was fucking awesome, congrats. And it usually happens like 2 or 3 days later. Like, you've been training every single day, sometimes 3 days, sometimes 2 days. Your rest days are still single day workouts, like you're training every single day, and you build up all this energy and this momentum to create that moment that I just spoke about. And it's one of those things where, like, 2 days afterwards, you're like, how come ain't nobody hitting me up for tickets? Like, I don't have to work today. Like, what am I going to do? My body's kind of beat up. Like, I can't go to the gym because I'm not trying to, like, I need some mental time off. So I think after this fight, I'm going to, like, go get a hotel room and eat potato chips for a few days. Like, by myself, like, completely decompress, because that depression's no joke. And I think that you're probably the first person to ever ask me a question about that. Everyone wants to talk about the fight. Everyone wants to, but what happens the second after the fight's over? The fight's over. You go out, you party, you celebrate a little bit. You probably feel like shit celebrating because you've just been in a fist fight. If you're not in the hospital, then you're drinking alcohol, which is a depressant, which I haven't had a sip of alcohol since November. So after April, it'll be 6 months no alcohol. And I'm not even trying to go sober. It's just like I've been in camp to camp to camp, and that's the first thing I take out of my diet, And that'll be 6 months no alcohol. And the second you put that shit back in you, it's poison. It's poison anyways. That's why they call it intoxicated. Putting fucking toxic fluid in your body. You feel a little goofy. The next day, I ain't 18 anymore. I feel like shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's something that no one talks about, is that, like, post depression and, like, decompressing and like, because dude, it is wild how high you get from fighting to how low you get afterwards. And then it's like build yourself back up. And I think that's why I've been so active. Especially after losing in 2018 and breaking my neck, because that depression was a real fucking thing. I have a journal where I just started writing things down. Like I wrote down my rules of fighting, like my internal rules of fighting, what I do. I have 12 rules. And I wrote this down, and they're really meaningful to me. It's almost like my own personal Bible. But then I went so in depth, I got pages upon pages upon pages that I just started writing. And like, these are the things I want people to see. This is how I want to inspire people. And this is the standard I'm setting for myself as a human being, not as a man, not as a female, whatever. Like, these are my morals that I want people to see when I'm out there performing. And that shit'll turn into a book one day.
Was that therapeutic for you, just being able to write those things down? I know you wanted to get back in there and fight, but how therapeutic was that for you to at least put pen to paper and at least, your rules, everything's there for you to hold you accountable and on your road back to fighting?
Yeah. It's so much deeper than just fighting. Like, some of these things are like life rules. Like for me, right? I got this 10-finger rule. I'll share that with you. This is one of my favorite rules. I call it the 10-finger rule, because I want to hang out with only people that are going to give you 10 fingers up. You know what that means? You put your two hands together, that's 10 fingers to get up over that wall, right? I only want to hang out with people that are going to give me 10 fingers up. Now, that being said, I'm not a self-made man. People are giving me a hand up to get over this wall, and that's awesome. They want to see me accomplish it. But it's not cool to just get up and over and fucking fuck those guys. No, I want to pull some people up with me. But you got to be careful with who you pull up with you, because on the other side of that wall, there's an ocean, right? And someone's drowning. And there's a reason why there's always two lifeguards, because the person drowning always takes one with them, So the first person's like, yo, chill the fuck out. Second person drags two people out of the water. So that's my 10-finger rule. And it's just like shit like that. That's like, all right. It has to do with so many different topics in my life, but like so much positivity, negativity, like how you perceive things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, all right, let's say you got a fucking car payment the next day, right? And you're broke. You got no money and you work that night. Well, guess what? You made your car payment and then $40. Some people would look at that like, fuck, I worked my ass off to just pay off my car and my money was gone the next day. Or was that really a blessing that you got to pay off your car payment on time, not get hit with a penalty because you worked your ass off? You know what I mean? Like, yeah. It's weird how the universe works, and perspective is everything. But so much of that is so much deeper than just fighting. It's who I am as a person. There are my internal rules of fighting, but this is how I want to be portrayed. And I ain't going to fucking stop till there's a fucking monument of me inside my fucking high school. Why does Rocky Marciano get a fucking statue in Brockton? I want a fucking statue. You know what I mean? like, come on, man. I grew up on the same street as where Rocky Marciano used to live and have him work out at his house. I grew up on fucking Howard Shainis, and Rocky Marciano used to work out on that street. Like, why don't I have a fucking statue in my fucking high school? You know what I mean? And I ain't going to stop till I do. Shit.
You talk about perspective. Do you feel like this could be potentially your last fight on the New England regional scene? I mean, if you want to get to the UFC, I'm figuring Contender Series maybe knocking as well. They're starting to put those matchups together as we speak. Do you feel like this could be the last regional New England fight for you? And if so, how do you feel about that?
Absolutely. I feel like the regional scene has nothing more to offer me. I've sucked all the life out of it, if that makes sense. I feel as if that if they're not going to take me, they're not going to take me. I'm coming up on that age where you hit that age and they don't want you anymore. They want these young, hot, up-and-coming prospects that got what they think is more life, but it's like, yo, I got more life experience, in this than a lot of these other guys. So I see like these 20-year-old like Chase Hooper, who I think would be a fucking perfect matchup for me. He's 10-0. I'm 7-2. 7-2. I'm gonna be 8-2. But it's one of those things like that's a 20-year-old kid. Give it to me. You know? That they gave him a shot. Why don't I get my shot? You know? Dreams become reality if you manifest them. And they gave that kid a shot. I think that'd be a perfect first fight for me. I think that I build off that, you know, and for him, it's a good stepping stone. Why the fuck not? This kid's 7-2. He's lost a couple times coming off the regional scene. That kid fought in the Contender. They didn't sign him immediately. Maybe a prospect deal. I have no idea. Then,
yeah, it's a developmental deal.
Times locally, fought the first time in the UFC, and I watched that fight. And I'm like, yo, it's another thing too. It's like when you're watching guys in your weight class and you're no longer impressed. Like I remember watching Uriah Faber back in the day. And I'm like, yo, that dude's a motherfucker with some cool hair who's fucking ripped and a world champion for WEC. And now I watch performances and I'm just like, that guy just fucked up. You know, I'm catching people's mistakes. I'm catching where people break. It's so much more than just watching them. I'm noticing that when people aren't sweating enough, that means they're dehydrated. You know what I mean? Or they didn't refuel properly. Therefore, they're going to gas in later rounds. You know, so they might be coming out strong, but how much gas they got in the tank? Like, there's not much more for the regional scene. Like, what am I going to do? Sell out the whole venue? Fight by myself? That's not fun either, you know?
Do you feel like this will be your last Cage Titans fight no matter what?
I believe so. It might not be, but I think that this is it.
Is it weird to say that out loud? I mean, it's not 100%, but to have that on your mind after everything that you've done.
Hey, I could lose this fight and have to fucking rebuild from here.
That's true.
I don't think that's going to happen, you know? But this could very well be it.
You knew I was going to bring this up at some point because you've been very critical of the MMA media space for a little while now. We addressed that in our last conversation. We aired out our differences and now we're good. How has it been on that end heading into this fight? Like, have you had more people reach out to you? Do you feel like you've turned the corner here, gotten a little more of a that smoke, as you younger folks say?
I'm getting a lot of love, man.
Good.
It's fun. I throw a little bit of shade out there, and then everyone starts trying to love on me. You know what I mean? Like, I tell them I'm pissed off. Dude, now everyone's trying to get an interview. Now, there's a reason why I hit you up, because we had our differences. We squashed them. And I'm like, yo, you said you wanted another interview before the fight. Guess what?
Yep.
We're going to do that. I'm going on Domenico next one-on-one Ambassador to Fighters next week, and I'm going to his podcast room. I'm going to be doing that after training. But there's going to be plenty of more guys hitting me up, and it's one of those things where, you know, you put some things out there where I'm like, fuck a title. What do I get? Title shot. Fuck the media. What do I get? Interviews. I'm just going to start telling everything I want to fuck off. And hey, you fuck off. All right, now come with me. You know what I mean?
I can't remember off the top of my head. Did you say your sister is running the Boston Marathon this year?
Yeah.
Next month?
Yeah.
How's that going for her? How's her training and everything?
She's good. She actually was going to go out to Texas to run a marathon a couple weeks ago, but got sick. So she ended up hanging out with a couple friends, then going up to Colorado. Good memory to go skiing. So she's kicking ass. She just hit her quota for how much money she had to raise, which I'm super proud of her. I think she had to raise like 10 or 11 grand. So
it runs in the family.
What I did was I showed her that she could raise the money and figure it out. Granted, she's raising the money and donating it all. All this money that I'm raising is paying off my debt. It's paying for me to travel. Like, I don't think people realize, like, if you want to be all in as a fighter, if you want to go full tilt, you have to be all in. And in order to do that, you have to train full time, which means 2 sessions a day. You want to do that, you want to eat right. So, all right, now your food's more expensive because anything organic costs more money, even though that's the way it used to be, you know. You want to go get different looks. All right, now you either got to drive or you got to fly and travel. Like, I was talking about my coach to go down to Florida and get some cross training in with some of these bigger gyms, or maybe going to California or Canada just to cross train, because I want to train with guys that are already in there. Granted, we got those in New England, guys that are in, but I got to drive. That costs gas money. You know, people don't realize, like, I drive to Boston almost every day. That's 50 miles for me, an hour of my time. You know, that costs money. My car costs money. Like, all these things cost money. So it's really just, this fight is great. I'm doing good. I'm blown away with the amount of support I'm getting with ticket sales and sponsorships. But I'm hustling my fucking ass off, and I'm working for it. I'm making hoodies. I'm making shirts. I'm making hats. I'm making merchandise that people just want to rock, because I think that they'll wear it after the fight, which turns into residual advertising for all these businesses that sponsor me. I'm tying that in with my social media presence. That's why I'm making promo videos to get people excited 5 weeks out. I should have dropped that on Fight Week, but you know what? Let's give them a little teaser, then drop another one in 3-4 weeks on Fight Week, where people are really watching. Because right now everyone's got the tickets, they know what's coming up, but they're not really watching. Fight Week, I'm getting 40,000 views on my Instagram alone, so all those are good. Right now it's just the teasers, grab your merch now, but raising that money is really just paying the fucking thousands of dollars I'm creating in debt to putting my life on the side. I'm plenty smart. I could be making a lot more money doing anything else, literally anything else. Even if I wanted to create my own business and work for myself, doing whatever the fuck I wanted, I'd be making more money than I'm making fighting. But that being said, I gotta hustle, and I gotta finagle my way into paying off the 3 months worth or the 2 months worth of debt that I made. That I still gotta hustle at a bartending gig to pay my bills. Now let's say base pay in the UFC is what, 12,500.
Yep.
Another 12,500. All right, that's another 25 grand when you win. Then maybe 50K if you fucking get a dope highlight, or if you have an absolute banger. I don't get no 50K bonus if I have a fucking banger in Plymouth. I'm getting $1,000 if I'm lucky.
But the experience, priceless, especially if you accomplish your goals. And then we get a whole new set of goals, because it's not just getting there, it's staying there, right, Don?
Well, the experience is priceless because my motives aren't motivated by money.
Right.
You need money to make the world go round, but you see people in here like, yo, how do you make so much money? They're only focused about the money. Go do something else. My motives aren't money. Yeah, I need money. The more you have of it, the more comfortable you can sit in. But it's almost like I'm a starving artist, right? I'm reinvesting all this money into myself, whether it's food, whether it's gas, whether it's rent, and at the end of the day, I just made all this money to just pay off this debt that I just invested myself in, And if I need something, I barter like a motherfucker. I wanted to start getting cryotherapy sessions. Guess what? Hey, here's some sponsorship. I'm going to give you advertising space on my merch. You cut me a deal on sponsor. Like, there's some things I need that I can't afford. You think I can afford $60 a cryo session? Fuck no. Fuck no. I'm a professional athlete. I can't afford fucking cryotherapy once a week. Fuck no. All right, well, now I got some space here. I'm going to tell you why I'm worth that, For $500, you could sponsor me. I'm making 400 shirts. That's $125 a shirt to get your logo on it. For $1,000, guess what else I'm going to give you? You know what I mean? It's all perspective and how you look at things.
It's a business, man.
Exactly. For some people, $500 is a lot of money. For me, $500 is a lot of fucking money. But you know what? When you break it down into $1.25 a shirt, and this is what you get, or $2.50 a shirt for $1,000, and this is what you get, and then come the end of the year, you get to write that off on your taxes as a sponsorship, as advertising, as a donation. That looks good on your business too. Oh, guess what? You just sponsored me for $1,000. Tickets cost this. I'm going to give you tickets at cost, or you're going to pay for your tickets. But why don't you add that in the sponsorship and write that all off through your business? Because now that's entertainment.
And for the cryo, you'd be like, listen, I just need to bring you one person. I just need one person to see that. And no one's going to do one cryo session. They're going to do 10. At least.
Exactly. That's just an example. You know what I mean? So that I hustle. This like I'm hustling when I'm not hustling. So any downtime I have, I'm hitting up different places. Bump, bump, bump. Yo, can I speak to you on? Can I speak to you on? Hey, you listening? I'll speak to you. You got a manager? I'll speak to the fucking guy sweeping the floor and sell them a fucking ticket to my fight when they can't afford it.
You
And
got it down, man. You got it down.
but I think this is an avenue where I can actually teach up and coming fighters to do because I have a whole presentation, I have a PowerPoint, I got flyers, business cards, all that shit. And I think that, if I tell some of these amateur fighters, yo, you could be making 10 grand this fight for doing the same thing you're going to do for free. They'll be like, what? And if they listen, I was actually talking to my coach about hosting a seminar. I was thinking, $100 a head, get, 10, 20, 30 people in there. And then I break down step by step of what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, and why it works. And then I'm going out and delivering on all these promises I'm making. And show them that you don't have to accept just your fight pay. I remember my coach, my head coach, Eric Grossman, he'll tell you this story if you ever ask. But I remember I was an amateur, and he got my teammate Kin Moy a sponsorship. I can't remember if it was $500 or $1,000. And I go, yo, Eric, this is as I was an amateur about to fight for an amateur title. I'm like, yo, Eric, how come you don't get me a sponsorship? He goes, you know what, Don? You're about to go pro soon. We'll get you sponsors when you go pro. And I'm like, but I'm like amateurs and pros, like no one knows the difference. Like when you're really looking at a fight's a fight. Like it's just as dangerous to fight as amateurs as pros, if not more dangerous, because you don't know what you're getting with some of these guys. And he's like, well, you're still an amateur. People only want to sponsor pro fighters. I go, okay. So Ken made that $1,000, had to cut my coach a percentage of that. And I said, fuck you. And then I went out and I made my own t-shirts, and I made more money that fight as an amateur than he made as a pro fighting for Bellator. Now, that kind of set the bar for all these other amateur fighters that are now making t-shirts, that are now putting sponsors on their shorts, that are now, making banners. These are all places that are no one taught me how to do this. This is all shit I kind of figured out on my own. Like, what more can I give people? Then I'm creating options. Like, yo, I'm gonna come into your place, this liquor store, shovel shop, and I'm gonna sign photos at your place.
You got it down, man. You learned that lesson quick, and obviously you're expanding upon that, and the best is yet to come for Don Shainis. Big fight coming up on April 4th for the Cage Titans featherweight title, taking on Darius Estell in the main event of Cage Titans 48. This could be the last time, folks, that you see Don Shainis at Plymouth Memorial Hall. So, I mean, if you need tickets, you're probably SOL at this point, but from all accounts. But you might get lucky if you can't make it to Memorial Hall. There is a combat night the night before in Kingston, New Hampshire, so you can watch some Cage Titans action there. But you can watch it on Full Combat as well.
It's in Kingston, Mass. Not New
Kingston, Mass. Kingston, Mass. It's on the border, right?
So what they're doing is a doubleheader. There were so many people wanting to fight on this card, and there weren't enough seats for everyone to get tickets, so they're hosting a combat night the night before, which is going to be, new amateurs, Muay Thai guys. I think Mike's trying to backfill the lot. Then I'm the main event of the main card. So they're going to do one big night. Turned out to be like 30 fights. So I think they're doing like 20 fights on the third. All Amies, a couple had bigger pros trying to, establish themselves, newer pros. And then the fourth is what would be the main card. And I'm the main event of it all.
There it is. Great catching up, man. Before we let you go, let the folks know where they can find and follow you on the web, social media, shout outs, anything else you want to get off your chest, man. The floor is yours.
Yeah, Mike, thank you for the interview. Shout outs to all my sponsors. You guys are truly unbelievable. Follow me on Shameless _Don, everything. Instagram, Facebook. You type in Shameless Don on Facebook, you're going to find me. Instagram, Shameless _Don. Snapchat, Twitter, everything. All right there. So, Mike, thank you again.
Yeah, great stuff as always, man. Appreciate the time. All the best to you for the rest of camp and in the fight on April 4th, man.
Thank you. Now I got to go to the gym.
There you go.